What an interesting response to my video. It really does speak volumes about you. It demonstrates a lack of self-awareness and a fair amount of arrogance. I'm going to go ahead and break it down because there are a lot of different ways that you could have responded. Like, for example, you could have said, you know what, I'm one of those creators, and when I said hurt feelings, I misspoke. I do acknowledge that emotional abuse is valid. You could have done that, but you didn't, because likely you don't. So here we go. Let's get into this comment. I think it's important. I'm one of those creators. I'm talking to the EAC that don't have valid reasons to be NC. If that isn't you, scroll. If you don't like the content, scroll. Billions of people on pushing the victim mentality at the NC at any cost is getting you views. Yay for you. Okay, so first of all, the reason I chose to make that video is because lately, in particular, in my feed, I am seeing several estranged parents, and not just lately, but lately, like, it caught my eye a little bit differently, talking about adult children who go no contact and that they're directing their content to those who don't have valid reasons. Well, here's my question to you. Who are you to determine what's valid for somebody else? I can't determine what a valid reason is for somebody else. I'm not living their experience. I'm not feeling their feelings. I support people where they are. And if they choose to go no contact, or if no contact is the only choice they have left, because that's what's required for them to heal, maybe even protect their children, break the cycles of abuse, whatever it is, I'm going to support them where they are. End of story. Because I'm not living their life, and it isn't me to determine whether or not what their experience is valid. Emotional abuse is not hurt feelings, the point I made in the other video. It's emotional abuse. And there are a ton of estranged parents who use that language of, I'm not talking to the adult children who were severely physically abused or physically abused. Most of them describe the physical abuse and make a point of, it has to be bigger, you know. How big, I don't know. I don't know what their measurement is. I'm not talking about the kids who went through CSA. No, I'm talking to the people who just had hurt feelings. That is an invalidation of emotional trauma, of emotional abuse, period. And I don't know why you don't have the space to recognize that. I don't know what in that is sticky for you, but it's not okay to just paint everybody with this brush as if they're just walking away because they didn't get their way. That's kind of what you're saying. And you're not the only creator saying that. I don't follow you. I don't watch your content. Every once in a while, you have come up on my page and I scroll on by. Sometimes I see estranged parents content duetted with somebody I do follow, which is one of the ways that I ended up being aware of all these videos out there, but not the only one. There was a content creator from way back when who took my content out of context, and she literally used those same words. And then there's another creator who looks like, I don't even want to say, because everyone's going to know who this person is, hiding behind an inanimate object, who literally says the same thing, and they are no contact with their parents. This is a scripted pattern of behavior that estranged parents who are not going to be able to have healthy, loving relationships with their children follow. And as long as you choose to not look at the weight that hurt feelings carries within a relationship dynamic, you know, you're not going to be healing yourself, let alone other people. I know that you've gone to therapy. I have seen enough where there was a video where you were talking about how much therapy is good enough for them. And I just scrolled on by at that point because I don't need to engage with people that are spreading messaging that I know isn't helpful. when I see it coming across my feed over and over again, I'm going to address it because I feel like it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I want to give estranged parents some good messaging so that they make sure who they're following is somebody who has actually repaired their relationship with their children or is on the path to do so. Because I'm not a fan of no contact, in spite of what you wrote. I want to see relationships healed. And if I don't say something, then somebody out there is going to, follow the line that is easiest for them. Not taking ownership is an easier path. It's hard to take accountability sometimes. I've had to do it with my children. I will continue to have to do it. It doesn't feel good. I feel sad for some of the things that I've done to them that have created hurt and instability. But I own it because I'm the parent and they were the child, and it was my job to do better, plain and simple. The only person who's pushing victim mentality here is you, making yourself the victim of me for speaking out against what you apparently have also said. You're the victim of the no contact movement. That's you projecting your stuff onto me. And as far as views go, this news just in. I don't look at how many people view my material. Not in the sense of feeling like, oh, look, I got like 100 views or 1,000 or whatever. I look at it in the sense of what is resonating with the people who are connecting within my community. But I don't care about the numbers in and of themselves. Apparently you do. And as far as scrolling on by, well, person out there who thinks this is all about them, you're on my page. So maybe you are the one who should scroll on by. I'm not saying you can't be here. I'm not saying you can't comment. I'm not going to remove your comment. But don't tell me to scroll on by on my own page or what type of content I should create in response to things that are out there that I have the right to talk about, just like you have the right to talk about whatever you talk about. It's about an exchange of information, right? And if we see something that isn't okay, we need to say something. And if we see something that's great, we need to say something and celebrate it. Have a nice day. Really, I mean that. Not the kind of day you deserve because I don't know you. Just have a nice day. And maybe take a moment to think about you coming at me and making it all about you. That might be one of the reasons that you're struggling in your relationships or non-relationships with your child or children. Like I said, I don't follow you, and I didn't go on a dive to see what your status is. I just have a little bit of an overview. And I want to make that known because I prefer that people know that I'm not responding to you based on a whole lot of knowledge. And of course, I'm not throwing anybody in your direction because I don't want to create a situation of war. I'm really looking to create a situation that involves peace and repairing of relationships. So again, have a nice day.